Love is not real. There's no love in Nigeria.
What is love? Is it the butterflies you feel in your belly when a person you like is around you? Or the warmth a mother feels when she sees her baby for the first time? That is the point of this video. So I headed out on the streets and asked Nigerians what love is. But before that, let me ask my niece.
Come on, what is love?
Love is about somebody will love another person and the person will love the person. Somebody want to go back to their house. Person was missing the person every day. So he came back on Saturday and he loved him so much and hugged him. And that's about what's the name?
No.
Love.
Love is an expression of heart feeling that you give to someone. In return, you as well give you back the same thing so-called love.
It's a sign showing that you have interest in somebody. It's about concern for humanity.
No, love is not real. Because a woman can be 12 years, 15 years, and suppose here at any time. Some people can say love real. That's not love. Forget I'm saying I can't go garden. Can't go surprise. Can't go Mr. Beast. It's not the love.
It's not just I love you. It means more than that. It's in the action, in the doings. Just I'm waiting for my husband to come and pick me all the way from Kubwa. And to me, that's care. That's love.
In the Greek language, there are 4 words that describe love. Unlike English is just I love you, I love rice, I love beans, I love my mother, I love my father. It's just the same boring word. There is stored, which is like a natural bond that you have with someone that kind of feels familiar. So it's like what I would feel for my son, right? It doesn't depend on the values that the person has. It doesn't depend on whether they've done good to you or if they've shown you love. It's just natural. The second word used to describe love is philia, which is brotherhood, which you think of like Philadelphia in the US. That one is more intentional. So unlike the last one where it's just natural, this one is more intentional, is forged. Third would be eros, which I believe the word erotic was coined from. So it's like I want you, like I desire you, and it's usually in a sexual way. Probably what was on the mind of the writer of Songs of Solomon throughout the entire book.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. You have ravished my heart with one look of your eyes. Your 2 breasts are like 2 fawns. Huh?
We have agape, which is the God kind of love, so which is the unconditional love. That love that I don't have it towards you because you are my son, friend, or because I'm sexually attracted to you. I just love the whole world and I do it without conditions. So I love you whether you're bad and even if you have done something bad to me.
Knowing this gave me a bit of hope, but still left me confused.
Because agape love seems so different from all of them. It seems unattainable and surreal. So how does someone even get to that point?
So the question is agape love attainable?
No.
This made my search even more frustrating. Does this mean that humans are too selfish to truly love? If so, why do we even waste our time on earth? Can I truly trust people if everyone is inherently selfish and love in quote is for their own benefit?
So honestly, I know that as humans, many times we tend to think of ourselves, right? Because we have that tendency to put ourselves first in situations. So sometimes, okay, 2 people are driving somewhere, I want to go first, and we're fighting on the road, like who's going to go first? We know everybody always says self-love, do you get like, love yourself, which is good, right? No one is saying we shouldn't love ourselves. But by the time it gets to a point where you must be preferred above everyone else, that's when the problem.
Okay, so man in himself is selfish, very, very selfish since the fall of having to take laws into your own hands by eating the fruit that God asked not to eat. The instance of Adam and Eve immediately playing the blame game. All right, it is the man that you gave me. She led me to do this. Like she's your wife. Like we're looking at the future, but then it was like, have fun now.
I had come to a stop and didn't know where to go again because it felt like I hit a roadblock. But then I thought of this, that as much as humans are selfish, we still have agape love, and the very existence of that word in history means it's attainable. But how?
Agape love isn't just sacrificial love because it requires that there is no iota of selfishness. Literally in everything that you do, in all your thoughts, in all your motivations, in all your actions are about someone else. what is impossible to the natural man, which is agape love, unconditional love, is literally what Jesus came and did. First of all, when you think about the fact that nobody asked him to come, like it wasn't like we were saying, oh, we have seen our wrongs, please come and save us. That's the beginning of the no conditions. It's like, I see your problems, I am going to try and solve them, or I'm going to give you a solution for these problems, and I'm going to come proactively. That is example of agape. The same people who, he came to save eventually led him to the cross. The same people who he came to deliver and who he proactively loved without conditions still led him to their death. And I think one of the most touching scenes for me from the Bible is when people are spitting on him and hitting him. And if a person didn't have agape in their heart, in moments like that it comes out. Like, we see that Jesus in that moment, he stayed true to his mission. Secondly, he asked God to forgive them. So he was still not thinking about himself. I have given birth to a child before, and labor pain is excruciating, but labor pain is not the word they got excruciating from. Crucifixion is the word they got excruciating from. Towards the end, when you're about to push, like, pain has consumed you and you can't think of anything but what you're feeling. And in that moment of great pain, great shame, as is described in the Bible, he couldn't even be in that moment. For someone to be going through crucifixion and to still not be consumed by that, but to think about, oh, these people are committing a sin, I must pray for them. That is agape. That is unconditional.
Jesus Christ exemplified for us what he meant to love, right? He says he took on the form of a bond servant. He humbled himself. He did not consider his reputation as something to be held onto, right? But then he came to serve. He came to love. He also said, greater love has no man but to lay his life down for his friends. So because we tend to be selfish, we need to lean on the supply of the Spirit to say, hey God, I need your help, right? So that I can serve these people, so that I can love them, so that I can do unto them as you did unto me, right? So God, in the position of master, made himself a servant, right? That's like the height of love, right? And even goes beyond understanding, because Paul would pray that we would understand the love of God that passes understanding.
All of what he did for us was that it changed our nature. So now we don't have a selfish nature. Yes, we're in the world, we have some unlearning to do, we face temptations, we have decisions to make. It's not, say, automatic, but we have the ability because he gave us his own nature. So wherever his strength came from, wherever that ability to love, that ability to be people-facing, that ability to show unconditional love, wherever it came from, he says, I have given it to you as well. You can do it. You have the Holy Spirit in you. You have a new nature.
Without Christ, the default state of man, I wouldn't have really cared about anybody, Without Christ in the picture, who had to exemplify giving his life, there's no other person we can learn it from. So we forsake Adam's way and we learn of Christ. The Holy Spirit gives sight, love gives perfect sight to see these things. So human beings basically cannot please God or can't do the kind of things that God requires if they don't have the Spirit of God within them. It's just as simple as that.
One of the evidence of the Spirit being on your inside is that you have the ability to love people, to see beyond their mistakes, to forgive them, to make excuses for them as God does. So love would only be possible when you have the Spirit of God, in summary.
I think this experience has shown me truly that there are so many definitions of love out there, and how people define love shows the fickleness of people. Because why should I trust your meaning of love, which is tainted by your experiences, which can change at any point? But we have Jesus, who was beaten and killed by those who hated him. Yet he cried to God and said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. It is one thing to die for a friend, but how about dying for someone who clearly hates you and is out to hurt you? What do you call an act so selfless? We call it love. To know Jesus is to truly know the meaning of love. Whether it be with your friend, parents, spouse, kids, you can experience it because of him. Jesus is love. God is love.